EFT, right? So first and foremost, I would like to thank all of you 38 people who are here, because I know none of you are here for yourself. Okay, so give a pat on your back. Okay. So it's commendable that each one of you who is here for someone else. Okay, so let's first start. Wait a second. Okay, so what is surrogate EFT? Just hold on a second. I think I've forgotten the hang of a 2 week break has kind of dulled me, I guess. Wait, just hold on. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for your patience. Okay, so what is surrogate EFT? Okay, sir is over and above. If you find in the dictionary, I love to split up words and try to understand what it means. So whenever you're using the word sir in front of anything, okay, so it is over and above. Okay, and when you say oh, it is an expression which denotes a very strong emotion, right? And what is a gate? A gate is a barrier, it is a boundary. Okay, it is what separates one from another. So what do you understand by this entire word? Okay, it is about expressing your emotion, crossing that boundary of where you are and where that other person is, and caring for that other person, doing for the other person, right? So first and foremost, doubts बहुत सारे होते हैं. Even before we started, Sonali had already started with questions, right? So who, when, what, where, how, why? These are the questions that we have. And I'm sure each one of you has this. Even I did before I tried surrogate EFT. And it's perfectly normal. And we'll try and resolve all your doubts before you go in for the session today. Okay? So first question is, how does this even work? Does it even work? Okay. Or is it just something that we are doing or we are talking about? So if I ask you a question, do you pray? I had asked this to Sonali, remember last time? Yes. So when you send a prayer to your kids, to your spouse, to your parents, are you worried or concerned about whether it really works or not? You just do it, right? Yeah. So similarly, EFT is also something that we can direct towards somebody else. It is again energy. EFT is all about energy. Okay. And emotions are energy. Please recollect what we had done on the first session of EFT. Okay. When we tried and understood what EFT is all about. So does it even work? Yes, it does. And I want you to experience it today. Do I need their permission before I tap for them? What if this person doesn't believe in EFT? What if this person is not even aware that I'm doing such a thing for them? Does it even matter? Do I need their permission? I don't think so. You're just sending energy across. Don't we send negative energy across? Do we ask for permission? We don't, right? Have you ever said, oh, I want to speak ill of someone? Let me ask the permission before I send it across, that energy. Do we do that? No, we don't. So what is the difference? I mean, if you're just sending across positive energy, it comes back to you manifold, right? So why not do it? And let's see the difference. What if I cannot connect to their energy? Okay, even this is one doubt many people have. So when we are tapping for somebody else, when I'm tapping in the name of someone else or for someone else, what if I just cannot connect to their energy? Happens? Possible. But please believe, okay, if you have read Brian West's book, he says there is something called universal consciousness, and it's like a huge tree. This tree has a huge trunk, roots which are deep down, and there are different branches, and there are leaves on each branch. Each one of us is like one single leaf on a branch. Okay, and each leaf is only in contact with the nearest leaf. But does that mean that we are not connected to the rest of the leaves, to the trunk, to the branches, and to the roots? No. We are all connected, right? And what more proof do we need other than the social media? If you open up your LinkedIn profiles, if you open up your Facebook profiles, you will realize common friends kitne sare hain. You know someone, they know someone, they know someone, and this is how, you know, we are actually, we know each other, right? So it's just like that. So your mood impacts, your energy impacts the other person. Simple example. Your spouse comes back from office in a very grumpy mood, doesn't tell anything, doesn't do anything. But when he comes back home, you know instinctively that there is something which is wrong. And then what do? You're also grumpy. And then you take it out on your kids, and your kids are in an irritable mood. See how it is affecting, even though there is no communication? Energy is always felt. Whether you express it or not, it is always felt. Okay. So do you impact the energy of the person? Yes. And for those of you who have studied or who have experienced family constellation, yes. Any of you have gone through sessions of family constellations? So there it is the best example when you get to know how, you get to know the energy of the other person, even though you have absolutely no the idea about who they are, nothing about their situation, but still you're in a position to feel and understand what they're going through, right? So what if I connect to their energy? Believe in your own intuition. Believe in what you are feeling at that time. It cannot go wrong. Okay. Can I do it for anyone? What about small babies or pets or even people I don't know, strangers for that matter? Yes, you can. You can. Okay. You can do it for anybody. And if you have a connect with that person, it becomes even stronger. So I urge you to start with your near and dear ones, and then you can send EFT energy to whomever you don't know also. We can actually try this next week. Let's deal with fear, and let's do a surrogate EFT for fear because of Corona. What say? Yes, there's a lot of.
That would be lovely, Dr. Ashwini. Actually, I wanted that today also, if we try, let us do something for Corona positive family members. If we can include, it would be lovely.
Yes, let's do that. Okay? But I wanted to focus on this in the next week. Let's deal with fear only separately.
Okay.
Because the fear we had just.
Can we deal with healing rather than, see, fear is there, but what about the people
Yes.
who are positive?
Yes.
Can we do,
we will do. Yes.
we can do something for their energy?
Yes, definitely. We'll do that. Okay, next Sunday we'll do that. Okay. So what are the issues that I can work on? And for those of you who have been here with me over the past 1 month, you already know that there is nothing that this cannot deal with. You can deal with negative issues, you can deal with positive issues and enhance them further. EFT can help you with anything and everything. Okay, because basically it's about emotions, and emotions are what run our life, right? We are emotional beings. Will my biases create an hindrance and create an energetic block? Yes, that can happen. And this is something that you need to be mindful about. Because if you have any negative bias towards the other person for whom you're directing EFT towards, then yes, it might not work. So my suggestion is to work on your emotion about that person, about the issues they're facing, your emotion about the issues they're facing. First tap on that and then go to their issues. Okay. So if you want to deal with how you feel about them, you can always go back and do a tapping sequence based on what emotion you're feeling about their issues and about them. Okay, you can always refer the previous recordings and then you tap on their issues. Okay. My parents, my husband, my wife, my child, my in-laws, they really need to change, you know, they're not fine. Okay. And can I tap so that they can change? Okay. This doesn't happen. Their change is their karma. Okay. You do not have a say in what they choose to do with their life. You have a choice to send energy towards them, but you do not have a choice to make them change. That is their choice. Okay. So this is something that you need to know before you even start any form of energy healing. Most of the people who come in for therapy, okay, are not the people who need therapy. They say, you know, a sane person in an insane world, right? This is something that I have noticed, and I'm still, you know, I'm awestruck that the person who feels that I need some kind of psychological help is usually the person whose सर के ऊपर से पानी निकल गया, and it is usually because of their environment. Everyone around them needs therapy. That is how it is. Okay. So please do not expect someone else to change because you are tapping for them. Okay. Do not start with that
It's
intention.
actually it's conflicting, because when we are tapping for them, then we are expecting some change in, the cause for their issue,
Yes,
whatever.
but you do not expect them to change their behavior because you're tapping for them. See, the intention is what matters. Okay. Just because you're having a kind of conflict with probably your spouse or your child, and you're like, I'm going to tap so that my husband will love me more, and it won't happen. Not unless they want to. Okay. And they will change only if they want to. You cannot force it. Right? Okay. So how do I do this? If I need to tap on myself, how do I bring another person into my thoughts and energy field? So many times I don't even, I find it difficult to even accept or identify my own emotions, right? So many times I don't even know what I am feeling. So how will I know what the other person is feeling? Very true. So just go with what your gut instinct, what your heart tells you. Intuition. Okay. This really helps. And please remember that tapping, I know many people, they're like, there was someone who was, what? Tapping? Tapping, matlab, you just hit yourself and things become okay. But please understand that we do a lot of other ridiculous things like getting triggered, banging the door on someone's face, getting angry and annoyed, shouting at someone. I think tapping is much, much better than all of those, right? So tapping seems a ridiculous thing to do, but it's definitely better than all the crazy stuff we end up doing when we are triggered. Correct? So this makes more sense. Now, before we start with the sequence, these are a few pointers that you need to remember. You come first, always. Look at the photograph. When we go, we travel by air. What does the air hostess tell you? Put on your oxygen mask before you put it for the other, right? So always deal with your emotions before you deal with the emotions of the others. Always. Okay? Work through your emotions. Don't rush. Don't be a hero or a knight in shining armor to go and save the other person before you are even able to save yourself. Okay? Try and deal with your issues first. Someone who needs to go on mute. I'll request everyone to go on mute, please. Thank you so much. Okay. So work with your acceptance of their issues first. So supposing there is someone who is not feeling well, suppose there is someone who is going through a certain problem, how do you feel? What are your emotions about what they're going through, about what they're facing? First deal with that, okay? And only then deal with their issues. Remember the traffic light and the zone of responsibility. Now, what are the traffic lights? I think we discussed this in one of our issues before. I'm not sure. Did we do that? Okay. So let's understand what the traffic lights are. All of us have seen the traffic lights. What are the three colors? Which are the three colors in the traffic light?
Red, green, yellow.
Red.
Yes, absolutely. Just imagine now that there are three concentric circles. I'll request who's this person, please go on mute. Otherwise, I'll have to put everyone on mute. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Okay. Okay. So just consider the concentric circles. There are three circles. The first one in the center is the green. Surrounding it is the orange zone. And the last one is the red zone. Okay. So consider yourself in the green zone. You're standing in the center of the green zone. And this is the zone that you have influence over. These are the things, the people, the circumstances that you can influence. You can do something about it. Now, next to it is the orange zone, where if you put in more effort, probably it might come into your green zone. So these are people, circumstances, situations that can either come this way or that way. It's a 50-50. Okay. And the last one is your red zone. And this zone, no matter how much you struggle and no matter what you do, the people there, the circumstances, the situations are not going to change or turn in your favor. It's a red zone. So whenever you're facing any situation or a person who is difficult, ask yourself, where is this person placed? Is this person in the green zone, in the red zone, or the orange zone? You'll immediately get your answer. You can actually imagine that person in those colors. It works fantastically well. Okay. So if you see that person as red, do you think you should be spending your energy there? This is where you need to ask that question and say, do I need to conserve my energy, or do I need to do something about it? Okay. So this is one thing that you need to remember. And second is your zone of responsibility. What are you responsible for? Your thoughts, your words, your intentions, your actions, your behavior. These are the things that you have influence over. Do you think you can control someone else's thoughts, emotions, behavior? Yes, maybe to a certain extent. But can you influence or change their thought process? It's practically not possible until they align their thought with yours, right? So please be aware of this. Always remember, just like we discussed before, changing others is not in our scope of things. We can try and change ourselves, and things around us can change, but we cannot start with the intention of changing someone else because we want them to. Okay. We can send them positive vibes, we can send them positive energy, we can send them the intention, which is good intention towards them, and hope for the best. Send good energy their way with the selfless intention and let go of the expectations. Okay. And whenever you are focusing too much on the result of any kind of therapy, then you will be disappointed, no matter what form of therapy it is. In fact, in regression therapy and hypnosis, we tell people to come with no expectations. Please don't come thinking. I'll give you an example. I think Geeta is here, right? Geeta? Uh, Geeta is not here? Okay. So she was telling, she's also a regression therapist, and she had told me once that there was this person who had come to her for PLR therapy. And the person says he had a session of PLR and found himself as a watchman or something. So he says, मैंने तो सोचा था आप मुझे भगवान दिखाओगे, आपने तो मुझे चौकीदार बना दिया. So please do not hold those kind of expectations. Okay. And with that, I would like you to listen to this, because this is something that we have always believed in.
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भुः मा ते सङ्गोत्स्वकर्मणि.
Okay. Garima wants me to explain the green once again. Yes, Garima, I can't see you. Yes, you want me to talk about the green again? Okay. The green zone is the only zone that you have influence over, 100% influence. Okay. So it's your thoughts, it's your words, it's your intention, it's your emotions, it's your behavior, it's your attitude, your belief system. This is the only thing that you have influence over. That's your green zone. Okay. So we proceed. Okay. So what are the types, the ways in which you can do surrogate EFT? Now, today what I have done is I've tried and made a khichdi of all the three different ways in which we can do surrogate EFT, so that you get an idea of how we can do it. Okay. So we have a choice. Either you can say that I am, for example, if I want to tap for, say, my pet is I have a beagle, his name is Zorro. Okay. So if I have to tap for Zorro, so I am Zorro. I consider myself as Zorro and I tap for him. Okay, you can do that. You can do it in the first person if you do it that way. So you're doing it as someone else, but you need to de-roll after the session. Okay, so you need to get back to being Ashwini and get back from being Zorro. Okay, so you can also do it as a second person EFT when you're doing it for someone else. So I say, if I need to tap for my mother, I say that I am doing this for my mother. Okay. You can also do it in third person, as in doing for someone you have no idea who they are. So it can be an animate object, it can be an inanimate object also. Okay. So we'll do this. We are trying to combine all of them so you get an idea. And for those of you who have been there already know that I do not just do EFT, I combine it with NLP, I combine it with hypnosis, and I combine it with a lot of other modalities, so that you know that this is something that you can augment in your regular practice of therapy. You can do it this with something else. Okay, it cannot be a standalone. It can be a standalone in case of extreme overwhelming emotions, but you can also beautifully combine it with other modalities of therapy. That way it is very versatile. And especially now, surrogate EFT makes more sense, because even one person who does this matters. Let us not quarantine love, gratitude, empathy, compassion, healing, acceptance, enthusiasm, kindness, and hope. And a sincere thank you to each one of you who is here. I see that there are 50 people here today with me. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart because I know that you're here for someone else today. Even the smallest act of caring for another person, it's like a drop of water, it creates ripples to the pond. Okay, thank you so much for being here. And in case there are any doubts, we can take that and then we can start with our sequence. Yes, Akshata.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay. My question was, how does the opposite person or the person whom you are passing the EFT need to know that we are doing? Do we have to have the consent?
If you want to, otherwise it's not required. It's perfectly all.
So it is just my interpretation of what they might go through or
Yes.
they are going through.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Aren't we meddling with them in this case?
No, we are not. We are not.
Okay.
We're just
so
sending
that-
energy across. We are sending good intentions across. Okay. So it's
Okay, so
just like
there
sending a
is a-
prayer.
Okay, so we are not changing their behavior. We are not changing the intent. We are not changing anything of their conscious mind that they are dealing with.
We cannot
Then,
change them.
okay, then what exactly are we giving? What happens when we pass on that energy?
See, have you ever taken a vessel of water and put in a few drops and seen how it affects?
Correct? It
The-
creates a
yeah,
ripple.
exactly. So when you try and change your perception, or when you try and change the way you feel emotion towards that other person about their situation, you're able to accept it, then naturally there is a ripple effect which is created, and there is a certain amount of change which happens around you in the other people also. Okay, so we are just sending intention across, just like you're sending energy, pranic healing, reiki, or any other modality. Okay, so it's just an intent, but please mind, yeah.
If you could explain with an example, that will help. Say that I'm supposed to do an EFT for a friend of mine
Yes.
who's going through a lot of domestic issues. Like
Mhm.
her father passed away recently, her husband is offshore, her kid is not doing good.
Mhm.
Now, this has been her domestic life for quite some years now, except for the father passing very recently. But how do I deal or give this EFT to her? I mean, how do I give?
First of all, how do you feel? What are your emotions about her? Is it very
I
overwhelming? First,
It
deal
is
with that.
overwhelming and it is a bit of fearsome for me that what exactly is happening and why is it that she has to struggle?
Then you need to first tap on your emotions about her. Okay, you need to tap
Okay.
on your particular emotions about the situation that she is facing, and then you send across energy to EFT tapping for her. Okay, so you imagine that you are that person and you tap on your meridian points. Okay, and you'll just
Okay.
let it be after that.
Okay. Okay.
That is how it works. Okay.
Okay. Understood. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yes, Tejal.
Yeah, ma'am. So I had a question like,
Can't hear.
uh,
Yeah.
can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
Better? Yeah. Oh,
I can't hear you, Tejal. Please unmute.
it's unmute itself. Can you hear me
Yes.
now?
Yes. Now I can hear you. Yes.
So, ma'am, since you are tapping on others' energy fields, like in Reiki and in pranic healing, are there any chances when we are doing this tapping that we take on others' energies? And if yes, how do you protect yourself on that?
See, this is something that we do after you do the tapping sequence, you de-roll. That's what I mentioned. Once you
Okay.
tap in for somebody, you also de-roll. Okay, you get back to your own self after you finish the sequence. We'll be doing that today. So you'll get an idea of how things work. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
Geeta. Nice to see you.
Hi Ash. So I was on unmute, so I couldn't. I was on mute. I couldn't unmute. So my question is like, can we do it on more number of people in general, or we have to tap in only for one person?
You can
Like,
do it both. You can do it for a general population. Okay, because now I know that the world needs this. Yes, you can also do it, and you can also target it on one specific person. Okay, that also is possible. Please
Thank you,
explore
Ash.
and let me know how it works.
Sure, I'll do that.
Yes, Neha.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, when we are tapping in the first person, that is, I become that person, then how do I go back to being myself?
We'll do that today. You'll get an idea. You'll know that. We'll be doing it today. In fact, we'll start it right now.
Okay.
Okay? Yes, Tommy.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
I just wanted to ask this, that we can do it for only one single issue of that person, or in general about that person.
It's always better to be specific. Okay? It's always good to be focused. One issue at a time, one emotion at a time. If you have gone through the previous, okay, you're new here, Ramika, so you would be a little confused. Please go through the previous recordings. You will have an idea. We deal with one emotion and one issue at a time. Okay? EFT is all about unraveling one at a time. It's like taking out the layers of an onion. Okay, go one at a time. Okay, so now we'll start with the sequence, otherwise we're going to go really late. Okay, is that okay? Start. Thumbs up. Okay, wonderful. So now all of you are seated. Yes, please
Yes.
sit down. You can all have your notebooks and pens handy. It becomes easier if you want to jot down something in the middle of the session. Now, I want all of you to place your hand on your tummy. Okay. Put your right hand on your tummy. Take in a very deep breath. And just notice that your stomach is distending like a balloon. Exhale deeper. A very natural, comfortable rhythm. And just imagine or visualize that that balloon in your tummy is deflating as you exhale. It inflates when you inhale and it deflates when you exhale. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth in a very nice, comfortable rhythm. Wonderful. Now just allow your shoulders to relax. Take support from wherever you're seated. Okay. I'm putting everyone on mute now. Okay. Just allow your eyes to close. Let all those muscles around your eyes relax. Allow them to feel calm and relaxed. Allow your shoulders to relax, your arms, your chest, your abdomen, your pelvis, your hands, your back, your legs. As you breathe in and breathe out, allow your entire body to feel relaxed. From the top of your head till the tip of your toes. Now, as you keep your eyes closed, just keep listening to me. Breathing in and breathing out, feeling calm. Just allow yourself to bring into your mind and your heart and your gut, the person that you want to tap for today. This person is very important to you and you care for them. You have kept them in your thoughts, in your wishes, in your hopes, in your prayers all this time. And today, you're just taking another step by tapping for them. Because you have been using this amazing tool for the past few weeks and you have noticed the transformation and the peace that it has brought for you to you. Now you're hoping that the other person whom you're tapping for today experiences the same. And you're doing this out of love and empathy and with the purest of intentions. Now just shift your hand, right hand, to your heart. Take in a deep breath. Wonderful. Feel your heart beating as you breathe in and breathe out. Now feel that intensity of your emotion towards this person that you wish to tap for today. See them in your mind's eye. Bring the image of this person into your mind. Now, identify your emotion when you think about this person. What is the emotion that you're feeling when you bring them into your mind's eye? If you notice any kind of a negative emotion towards this person, take some time out and tap on those emotions. You can revisit videos which are there on YouTube channel. Our previous recordings are there, and you can work your way through them until you reach, a neutral zone. We don't want any biases to hinder healing. So once you have sorted out your own emotions, now we'll go to the next step. Okay. What's the issue that this person is facing right now? There is a reason why you want to tap on them, right? Tap for them. What is the issue this person is facing? What do you know about this particular problem or issue? Since when is this person, he or she, facing this particular issue or a problem? How is it impacting their life? What might have brought it on? Just let your intuition guide you, okay? What was or what is going on in their life which started or instigated this particular problem or issue? What is the emotion that this person might be feeling about this particular problem or issue? What is he or she feeling about it? What emotion comes to mind? Is it joy? Is it anger, frustration, sadness, guilt, fear, shame? What might have brought on this particular emotion or feeling? Is this emotion even theirs, or does it belong to someone else? Now allow yourself to reconnect to that person as him or her. Okay. So it's perfectly all right if you're feeling lost and you don't know what to think or feel about the issue. Just close your eyes, take in a few deep breaths, and see or feel what you sense in your own body when you think about this. Your energy will always guide you. There's a higher power, there is a universal consciousness which will always guide you, and you will be able to make sense of what's probably going on with them. Please don't hesitate. Go with whatever comes up instinctively. There's nothing that can possibly go wrong. Don't worry. Now ask yourself, where in my body as him or her do I feel this emotion the most? Where am I storing this emotion? How will I describe this emotion? What are the adjectives or metaphors that I will use? How is this emotion or belief serving me? Is it helping me in some way? What is its gift for me? Now map the intensity of this emotion. And just like we have done before, we are going to map the intensity from -10 to +10. -10 being the worst possible that can happen, 0 being neutral, and +10 being extremely positive. Everything is perfect. What is the intensity of this emotion? Okay. Done. And I want all of you to start with the tapping sequence. Okay. Because this is a surrogate EFT, we're going to be doing it slightly different. First, as usual, we will start with our karate chop point, which is the point just below your little finger here and above your wrist. Okay. So this part. So even though seeing this person, tell the name of the person, in pain is really hard for me. It makes me feel so helpless, powerless. I still deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though this person, tell the name of this person, is upset, they are suffering, and there's very little that I can do. And it makes me feel, what does it make you feel? Tell the emotion that you're feeling. I choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself and my emotions around him or her. Even though I feel so upset, I feel sad, angry, I feel worried, scared, I feel anxious about, what do you feel about what situation? I'm learning to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. Even though he or she, tell the name of this person, has this very annoying, irritating habit or belief system that is harming them. And this is distressing me a lot. I feel so uncomfortable with it. I deeply and completely love and accept myself and the name of the person for the way they are. Even though, tell the name of this person, is feeling so lost, angry, sad, fearful, or in pain, I deeply and completely love and accept him or her or them just the way they are. Even though this person, tell the name of this person, he or she, or describe all the symptoms that they have probably. Just in your mind, just tell what are the symptoms or what are they going through, the problems, the details, as much detailed as possible. And you got all this information because probably either you know them very well, or you have been listening to them talking about their issues, or you have been observing that they are having those issues or problems. So I deeply and completely love and accept him or her. Even though he or she is upset or angry or worried or scared or anxious about whatever issue it is, whatever your intuition is telling you, whatever is coming up in your body, in your heart, I choose to deeply and completely love and accept him or her. Okay. Now I want you to start with the tapping sequence. We always start, for those of you who are new, once we do with the karate chop point, we start with the top of the head. Then we go to the eyebrow point, which is here between the eyebrow and the corner of the bridge of the nose. Then we go to the side of the eye, below the eye, below the nose, below the lips, the collarbone point, which is here, okay, and below the armpit, okay. These are the points that we do in EFT. So now, as him or her, tell the name of this person, okay, wonderful. I am this person and I choose to let go of all that is not helping me in my growth. Here, the eyebrow point. I'll be telling the points as we do the tapping. So you can close your eyes and do it, or you can open your eyes and do it, whatever resonates with you. I let go of all anxiety, all worries, all tensions. Side of the eye. I let go of all my past mistakes, my laziness, my self-pity, guilt, my judgment towards self and others. Below the eye, I let go of fear, jealousy, and my need to try and please everyone around me. Below the nose, I let go of all anger, resentments, grudges, hatred towards self and others. Below the lips, I let go of past hurts, relationships that no longer serve me, any unfulfilled expectations towards self and others. Collarbone, I let go of things, people, events in my past and present that I know that I cannot change. Armpit, I let go of my idea that I can control people, events, and my surroundings all the time. Top of the head, I let go of my expectations from this tapping session also. Eyebrow point, letting it go. Corner of the eye, letting it go. Letting go. Below the eye, below the nose, letting go. Below the lips, letting it go. Armpit, letting it go. Just hold your wrist. Take in a deep breath. Say peace or say Om. Wonderful. Take in a deep breath now. Connect back to this person's energy. Close your eyes again. Now visualize or imagine that this person is right in front of you. And both of you are in this wonderful, beautiful place in nature. Okay. This may be a seashore, maybe a mountain, maybe a forest, any place. Happy place. A place of serenity, peace, calmness. Just allow yourself to experience each detail of this place. The sights, the sounds, the smell, the taste, the feeling, the touch. Looking up at the sky above you, notice a big, white, fluffy cloud slowly drifting above your heads. And it suddenly bursts, just like how clouds burst. And it's showering both of you with divine healing light. Allow this light to percolate, to seep into every cell of your body, every corner of your mind, every aspect of your soul. See this light showering its healing on this person just like as it is doing for you. Notice this radiance of this light as it enters into that other person. And notice how it is throwing out all traces of negative energy from that person and from you. Breathe in this radiant healing light. Urge the other person, him or her, to do the same. And notice them as they do it. Notice that now both of you are surrounded in this warm, beautiful cocoon of healing bright light. And now, let's start with the tapping sequence. Starting again. Okay. The karate chop point, even though he or she is feeling this particular emotion, thank you, God. Thank you, universe, for the love and the peace, for supporting and nurturing him or her. Even though that particular problem, whatever they're facing, happened to him or her, I can see him, I can see her or this person surrounded by love and light. I'm grateful to this energy of love and peace that is filling all of us. Even though he or she has been scarred or scared, lost or broken, I can see him or her surrounded by love and light. I'm grateful to this energy of love and peace that is filling him or her. And now, top of the head. Thank you, universe, for giving me this opportunity to tap for this person. Tell the name of the person. Thank you so much for giving me this chance to tap for this person. Eyebrow. I'm so glad that I had the chance to spend some time tapping for this person. Tell the name of this person. Corner of the eye. I'm so thankful to have found time to do this work today. Below the eye. I send my love, my sincere intention towards this person. Tell the name of this person. For her or his healing as I tap for them. Below the nose. I know that over the course of the next few days, these changes are going to slowly creep into each part of my life and his or her life too. Below the lips, I give myself permission to continue with this healing and make it a part of my life. Collarbone, I'm thankful for the chance to learn more and heal more. Armpit, I let go of all expectations of results from this tapping session. Take a deep breath. Hold your hand and say Om or say peace. Now, we do the gamut series. The gamut point is the V, the point of the V between your little finger knuckle and your ring finger knuckle. You can actually feel that pointed V where the two bones end. That is your gamut point. So we'll be tapping there 50 times. And now tap your collarbone 5 times. Stretch. Stretch here. Hold your wrist. Just tell your name. And one deep exhale. Wonderful. Now just reassess on a scale from -10 to +10 where you stand, just as you have done before. Okay. Done? Everyone has a number? Okay. So I would request all of you to put in your scores in the chat box as usual. So it becomes more concrete for you. You understand where you were and where you are now. Wonderful. Garima -5 to +5. Awesome. -8 to 3. Pragya, wonderful. Yes. Vishalakshi -5 to 0. Beena -5 to +7. Awesome. See, you notice that even if it is a 1-point reduction, it's a good 10%. Right? So this is a one instant formula where you can deal with your emotions. That is the reason why it is called as emotional freedom technique. So when you have overwhelming emotions, this is where you need to go. Especially for therapists who are trying to deal with clients who are too emotional. Okay, you can actually help them with EFT before you start any modality of therapy. Okay. Thank you so much, Romika. I'm glad you enjoyed the session. Today was your first day, right? Thank you so much for being here. Okay. So, okay, we have finished on time. And I want to just let you know that what I have done today is we have done surrogate EFT. Okay. Along with that, we have also used progressive relaxation of hypnosis. I have also used the TFT, thought field therapy. Okay, along with this. And we have also done faster EFT. That is why it was over so soon. When we did letting it go, letting it go, letting it go, letting it go, that is faster EFT. Doesn't take more than 5 minutes. Okay. And we have also dealt with EFT for surrogate EFT in first place as well as second place. So if you're feeling confused, please, the recording will be put on the channel, go through and you will understand what we have done. Okay. So it was a combination of a lot of different things. So EFT is all about exploring. So there is no set formula. You cannot say that it's not like Rattu Tota that Ashwini is telling you to do this and this is exactly how I'm going to do it. Please tweak the script and do it as it resonates with you. Okay. The first sequence is always acceptance, self-acceptance, which starts with your PR point, which is the psychological reversal point. This is where you learn about self-acceptance, self-forgiveness. Okay. So even though comes here, even though I have this issue, if you are not able to say I love and accept myself, it's perfectly all right. I'm learning to love and accept myself. I choose to love and accept. I'm work in progress. Anything works for you. Okay. And when we are doing the sequence, the first session, it's split up into parts. The first part is always about venting. It's about expressing what you're feeling about that particular issue. Okay. After that, you go to after you start venting out, when you know that you're finished venting or expressing your emotions, then it is always about what you want. This is what I want. Okay. This is the change that I want in myself. And the third part of it is usually what if you recall or go back to the previous sessions, this is how we used to do. So what if my belief system is biased? What if it is not this way and it is some other way? And the last is usually the change that you're going to bring about. Okay. But today we did faster EFT. So letting it go, letting it go, letting it go. So we are done with today's session. Yes, Sonali. Unmuting. Unmute.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. This was just what we needed after, since you talked about it. I wanted to ask one thing, like there is no humming or the counting of numbers in this?
We didn't
because
do that.
it was a faster one. So in the slow one, do we do the humming and
We
numbers
didn't do
also?
that. We didn't do that today. We just did the gamut point and we did the collarbone.
So should we do it like if we do it on our
Not
own?
required. Not required. It's
Okay,
perfectly all right.
okay, okay.
We
So
did
it's
faster
like
EFT also, no?
okay. So we use this faster EFT for others, like especially. And if suppose, you know, like we are not sure of the problem, we can observe the symptoms, you know, in the other person, but we are not sure about the root cause.
Yes.
Or then we just say whatever we know
Yes,
and whatever we have
absolutely.
observed.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
but just take one, maybe one, you know, issue at a time.
Yes.
It could be a physical or emotional, but one issue at a time.
Yes.
And we can do it like, sorry.
Absolutely. One
And
issue at a
every
time.
day-
One at a time.
And every day we can do it like just once this round as we did today.
There are people who do 2-3 rounds also. See, what I do with my clients is until they reach a positive, we start with -10, right? Until you reach a positive, you don't give up. So if
Continuously you keep on doing
you do
like
the tapping
where
sequence
to go
until
from
you
the
reach the
scale.
positive. So if in case you do one sequence and you find yourself say -10 to -5, even that is improvement, but you're still at a -5, I recommend that you go to at least a 1 or 2 plus by repeating the sequence. Now repeating the sequence is done with again the PR point. When you do the first time, you know what you're venting about. The second time you have unraveled one layer. Probably there is a fear or there is anxiety about what lies beneath. So then you tap on that. Okay, even though I'm feeling this about this issue, but I still accept and then go to the sequence. Okay, you repeat the sequence until you come to a positive, and only then work on making the positive more stronger. Don't give up when you're in the negative. We don't actually, when we started with this EFT sessions, Hitesh had told me that we'll have just 20 minutes. Okay, but with 20 minutes you cannot do a session.
Yeah.
That's what I told him. So we are doing this for 1 hour plus, and you still notice that we are lacking time. We are just doing one sequence.
Yes, yes. But
Right?
let me tell you that I feel a change in my attitude towards the person, definitely, because there was a lot of negativity, and I can feel, you know, like it's settled down because I was suffering because of that negativity, like, you know.
Yes.
So, and another thing I wanted to ask a quick thing that, you know, when you made us visualize that light and everything, like, I have noticed whenever I do any kind of such techniques that I can't visualize very clearly, like somewhat, you know. So how to make our visualization more powerful and clear, like any tips, any exercises, anything?
Definitely. This is something that needs practice to be built up. So when you're thinking of visualization, a person who is visual will be able to visualize. But what a person like me, I was not able to visualize. I'm an auditory person. A kinesthetic person will not be able to visualize because they'll be able to feel things. Okay. So for people who are not auditory, who are auditory or who are kinesthetic, how do you improve your visualization skills? Now, a simple thing I can tell you is, what does visualization include? It includes a lot of different aspects. So how many of those are there? Number. Okay. What are the colors, the shades, the hues, the texture? I mean, there are so many aspects to visualizing something. Okay. So the easiest exercise that I tell people to practice, which I had done for myself, is, say you can pick up a pen which is right near anything which is closest to you. Look at it. Okay. Look at it for 2 minutes. Just keep looking at it. And once you look at it in detail, no, then close your eyes and try to bring it back into your mind. See how clear it is. I'm sure it won't be. So again, look at it. Okay. So you look at it again and see what were the details that you missed. This is how you improve your visualization skills.
Yeah.
The simplest thing that you can do.
Yeah, it's like when you started telling it, the same thing came to my mind. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
It's like there's a connection, I feel.
Yes.
I can easily grasp what you're saying.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, Salima.
Yeah, thank you, Aditi. I wanted to ask you if it is like I was doing for my dad. So he's very worried about one issue like ghar ka issue hai. And he wants my cousins to, hand over him the house. Okay. And he's always worried or abhi COVID mein chalo, chalo, chalo. So how can I do for him on this family issue?
See, you can always deal with the emotion which is associated with it. Okay. If you're saying, I cannot tap on, I want my cousins to give the house to my dad. But you can tap on, I want my father to be less anxious about this. Okay. I want him to be able to accept whatever happens. That you can tap on. Okay. I hope that answers. Yes, Salima? Okay, she's on mute. Yes, Meenal.
Thank you, thank you. He was really concerned about this. Thank you.
Hi, Dr. Ashwini. Wonderful session, and the one with the cloud thing on the top was a beautiful experience. Actually, मेरे यहाँ power चला गया था, so I wanted to check with you. How did you come out of that mode?
Out of?
Out.
Hello? I can't hear.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So how do you come out from the other person's mode? So somewhere.
Told your name.
Okay.
Huh.
And that's
Connect.
it. And
that's it. You connect with yourself.
okay.
It is just one thought. So even for those who have gone through a PLR experience, how do you come out? It is just one thought, right? The thought that I am back gets you back. One thought gets you in and one thought gets you back.
Because mera power went back and power came back. And I was like, am I stuck there?
Oh no, Meenal, you have all the power. The power is with you. Wo kya tha? There was this serial, no? He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I don't know how many of you.
Different generation, I know.
I know.
Not relate to He-Man, but we will.
Yes, yes. Yes. And anyone else who want to ask anything? Yes, Salima, your hand is raised.
Yeah, you answered my question.
Okay, okay. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. And one more thing, he has schizophrenia, so he gets very restless and he wants to go out. और उसमें वो गुस्से में भी बहुत आ जाते और वो self sabotage में ये करूँगा मैं वो करूँगा. What do I do for that happening?
So how do you feel about it? It makes you feel agitated. It makes you feel
agitated.
frustrated.
कि क्यों threaten करते हो and stop threatening now. It's done. Don't threaten.
Yes, that you
Don't
need to tap for yourself.
mechanism.
Salima, you need to work on your emotions first.
Okay.
Okay. First, work on your emotions because you're only able to help someone if you're able to help yourself.
So what do I do here?
Tap for yourself first. Start. I think today is your first day, right?
Yeah. So what do I do for that? Okay, when I feel
tap on your anxiety. Tap on your anxiety first.
Okay.
Okay.
But the part about being threatened, because I was threatened from childhood.
Yes.
ऐसे ही मने.
Yes,
And restrictions and threatening.
Yes, I can understand that. You need to try and heal your own issues first. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. You need to heal yourself first. Inner child healing will help you. Okay.
Yeah, I've been doing it. Yes.
That will really help you.
Yeah.
Please reach a therapist. You can always get in touch with Hitesh. He'll guide.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Suman.
Yeah. Hello. Hello, doctor. Yeah. It was a very nice session. I just wanted to know the stages of tapping, like, emotional wise, what is the stages of tapping? To
always work on the first emotion that you are experiencing at that time. It can be anything. the first emotion that you're feeling, because there is no sequence as such to an emotion. So if I am feeling fear, then probably in the same situation, you might be feeling anger or someone else might be feeling sadness. So work on what you are feeling at that moment of time. Start from there and then see where it leads you to. That is why I mentioned that you need to have your notebooks and pens handy so that you can jot down in case there's something comes to mind. Okay. Please maintain a journal. That will really help you understand yourself better. Journaling is one of the best things that you can do in your life.
Yes, I made a note also, but still, no, I was having a doubt, like, so I just wanted to ask. The first tapping, what you do was that you think of the situation and then after the person, and then he'll heal the person, and then afterwards come out of it. That is what I just wanted to know. Yes.
No. First, always see what you feel. What are your emotions towards a certain issue? Okay. And then you try and unravel those emotions. See where that is coming from. See, there is a sequence. I recommend you go through the first EFT session that we had, because it's practically not possible to explain everything again.
Okay.
So go to what is EFT all about. You will find it on my YouTube channel. The name of the channel is my name, Dr. Ashwini Kamath. You will find it. What is EFT all about? So it's in detail and it tells you what is the exact sequence you need to follow also. So you'll be guided, and plus it is a hands-on session. So you can do that. Okay?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. I'll just go through it. Thank you.
So Mona, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
हाँ जी, डॉक्टर अश्विनी सेशन बहुत ही अच्छा था। यूट्यूब में आपके सारे अपलोड्स हैं?
अभी तक के तो सारे ही हैं।
ओके। अच्छा, मैंने EFT करा था आज से लगभग 6 to 7 years पहले, और मुझे आज तक EFT समझ में नहीं आया था, और फर्स्ट टाइम इट्स ऑनलाइन। तो ऐसा बोलते हैं शायद किसी की एनर्जी वर्क करती है, तो मुझे वो इमोशंस को कैसे निकालते हैं, मैंने फर्स्ट टाइम मुझे वो EFT का एसेंस समझ में आया। तो या इट मे बी योर एनर्जी कि वो फील हुआ मुझे, और इट्स वर्क।
Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you're able to make sense of what it is. But I request each one of you to please practice this. Make it a daily part of your daily routine. So this should be probably the first thing that you go to. In fact, there's one of my friends, she's a patient also, who comes in for her dental therapy treatment. And she told me that her daughter, who is 6 years old, whenever the mother is getting angry, she says, "Mama, Ashwini auntie has told you, tap, tap, tap." So let it be the first thing that you remember instead of getting triggered. It's always better, right? Rather than just burst out or behave in a way that you repent later. I think it is always better that you, once you make it a part of your daily routine, this is the first thing that you will go to. And it really helps. Okay. And each one of you who has been doing this knows how effective it is. Please continue doing it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So we'll end for today then. Okay. Thank you all so much for being here today, and have a wonderful Sunday. Enjoy your day. I don't know how many places there's lockdown and curfew going on today. Stay safe. Okay. Take care of yourselves. Be happy and keep tapping. Okay.